And may I now request Mr. Lim Say. Mr. Say is Technical Director in Sunlight Electricals Private Limited, Singapore, which is owned by Chint Group. With over 30 years, 8 years of working experience, he held positions in commercial and technical sectors, as well as in trade associations and standardization bodies in Singapore and Malaysia. He was former president of Connex Southeast Asia and is current secretary of Singapore Electrical Trade Association. Mr. Lin is also a member of Singapore National Committee of IEC and Singapore Electrical and Electronic Standards Committee. He has been appointed as IEC ambassador for a 2-year term to represent the interest of IEC in the sector of energy efficiency. He's going to talk about what are the adaptations in standards within the current context of technologies and how can we equip our workforce to stay ahead of the curve.
Thank you to be invited here to share with you. And by the way, while the slides is being set up, we have a stand at hall 5. Stand number is 6. Take a look, come over, and I hope to share with you more things over there. What I'm going to show is something that more really very practical as well from the previous two speakers who have said, and it more or less also on standardization, a continuation path. All right. Yes. So Chin is a company that is still continuing looking for people, for talent. So again, I just say that I'm using this platform of the electrical switchboard because whether you say it's a smart vehicle, EV, smart city, and so on, you definitely will need electricity. And with electricity, you will need a switchboard. It's only a matter of how big or how small. So, when we have electricity, was very fundamental need for safety. So people learn about safety, and that safety must continue to be learned and practiced. Otherwise, your own life will be at risk. So that is one evolution. Moving on to energy efficiency. The next one is moving on will be smart. Let me illustrate. This is a slide done 10 years back. 10 years back. 10 years was then the present. All right, that was 10 years ago. You can assess for yourself where you are today. So that is one development that if you stay back and live in the past, there is no progress. So to work in the company, to have products, to evolve, that is the opportunity to upskill. What are the areas? Sustainable development, no denial. Definitely you need it. You have a lot of others. Renewable energy, microgrid, and so forth. That means energy storage is the other hot topic today. And that is not a simple subject. Research will continue on. And when we are using energy at home, we are a consumer. But now with renewable energy, you can have solar on your roof. You produce energy also as you use it. You are a prosumer. So a prosumer must also need to have some skill set, some knowledge about it, to appreciate it, and also for sustainability, to protect the earth, the planet for the future generation. You let's take a look on this short video. about smart city. The moment you wake up, you look for your meal, you make your coffee, you finish it, you go out to work, you cross the road, everything. You drive EV and so on. What's that? That is energy, electricity. So we can't say how much important it is. It is really very important now. So much so that we have a phrase. If no electricity, there is no smart city. Your minister this morning says he wants to move on to make sure electricity reach everybody in India. That's a tall order, that's a good ambition, that is a lot of opportunity to upgrade, upskill. And all these are driven by digitization, IoT, urbanization, and also in areas that you talk about, Industry 4.0 now. They are all technologies and they are not just electrical devices. I just want to emphasize that they are not just electrical devices. So I hope in this hall today, not everyone are electrical studies. All right, you could be water expert and so on. We all will have to be interconnected. You look at the volume. By 2050, it will be 100 billion devices to be interconnected, and they are all not electrical. And a big portion of it, 50, 40 to 50% of it will go into the industry. So when you take a look at that, just to get your skill in India alone will not be sufficient because IC have also studied into it and says that global trade today, the biggest segment of all belongs to electrical and electronic devices. It's not just for one country, not just for one continent, but from all over the world. And they have to stay connected. And when they have to stay connected, no longer we can say it is made in India or made in US or made in China. It will just have to be made in the world. So do not bias again where it's made. Look forward where can you get your skill for the future. Even when you want to put up a building, right? A new building today, you will have a lot more requirements beyond electrical, beyond utilities. You need standards to define it. These are some of the latest standards. 60364, Part A, on energy efficiency for the installation. A good example. When you operate the building, you now have to measure your energy consumption, your performance, because the building is to be certified, be it LEEDs or any other national scheme for green building. You will need that. You have an ISO IC standard for energy management. This is another example. So to study standards, you never ever get into obsolescence. It is only the standard be obsoleted. But if you don't study that, you will become obsolete because standard have the biggest progression along the path. So you take a look at a tire. It is only a product. But if you look at a car, it is a system. The same thing. The chain, for example, it has circuit breaker where it started 35 years ago. Today, it has to have a lot of product and put into a system. And that needs a lot of skill set, a lot of talent. And we will continue to search for talent. In short, we say development from safety for a switchboard long ago towards energy efficiency where it's required. Your minister preached for it, asked for it today. It will help you a lot how to manage your maximum demand and so on. I heard this morning that take a look at the formula again. That is another call for upskill. It will become smart distribution board. We, I'm a member of IEC representing for the standard. We now have to take a look what kind of level of smartness. At least for the first move, we make it basic. Smart ready. Intermediate, you can connect and you can interconnect and intercommunicate and plug and play that you have heard from the second speaker. You want it to be so readily, be it electrical or non-electrical. The advanced one you hear from the first speaker, it needs to be autonomous, and that is another skill. This will give you another illustration in real life. In the past, when you have something that got problem, you look to people to send them there. But now the data will be sent to your handphone. You can be somewhere else. Even better when you are set at autonomous level, it handles and tell you the problem is solved. 3 years ago, Boston Consulting Group of America made a study in Asia that identified company like Chin. What is it? It says the most likely to challenge the global industry pattern and challenge those old line multinational enterprises. That is happening now. The company have 1,000 patents. You visit a hall, take a look at the next series. It's a breaker. In it, there are 360 patents. You must visit the hall, have a look, and then you will understand why you need to upskill, why we need talent, because we develop product for the future. And we can say that only change can enable it, and you empower. Our world will change. More intelligent, more connected, more distributed expected, and have to be efficient. That you cannot deny also. And with that, you need now to be interconnected. You will need cloud. So on your left side is the cloud for the energy. On the right side is the cloud for your industrial IoT. So it's beyond electrical. Alright? It's beyond electrical now. Because you have seen the fact that cities will be connected. And when they are connected for autonomous vehicles, for processes that are moving at high speed and so forth, what do you need? Alright? As they interconnect, you need measurements. We know how we measure power and so on. But time have changed. Take the unit, you must do analytics. Before analytics, you must have edge control. That are skill set. Sensors will grow, no doubt. Home will become smart. There are a few smart cities developed in India as well, or to be developed. Healthcare will be added as population age. So the elderly will also need, definitely, elderly will not be excused. you also need to upgrade your skill set. Your minister this morning called equipment you must prove to have energy efficiency. This is one example. Efficiency through losses. The word he used was loss, how to prevent the loss of energy. All right? And that we call it improving energy efficiency. Condition monitoring will be added on switchboard to know where's the problem, what is the problem, how to do it, and so forth. Who to know about it. This is a schematic. At the side and on your right hand side is where it is on remote location. It leads to other challenges, meaning how do you interconnect? Meaning where do you put your data? You need cloud, you need data center, another skill set. There will be the software burglars, cyber security. How well you're going to insulate, all right? And that is another challenge IEC, for example, put up. To be very fast, your 3G will not do the job. 4G will not. You will move to 5G. And that is the point you have to consider. And 5G has not yet been agreed on standardization. It will, all right, it will. So this year, last year, sorry, 2019, a two set of document has been issued, but they are in the TR and TS, meaning not yet agreed, but good reference material to start with. A lamp pole that you take a look, in the past was just putting the time switch. Today there are a lot of modern devices, cameras and so forth that will do different monitoring, capturing or control. That's all I have to share. I hope you have questions that we can discuss. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ananya Singhal. Mr. Lim Say. Can I request for a group photograph? A group photograph. May I request Mr. Wajid to hand over the momentum to Mr. B.S. Babel? So we wait for a 15 minutes tea break and then resume again with the panel discussion.